We'll see how it goes now. Of course, the maps, as you can see, Nighthaven Labs will be the first one up. I have a feeling, given that fact, big shock. We're going to go back with a hard breach and successful right out the gate than they were for 4 AM earlier. They got impacted within the first round because of a Mira. Well, this time, the Hibana opens the walls, but then wide swings the IT breach, dies to Dash, and then Gotti also goes down in the process. Deimos and Buck were brought by the attacking team, both serviceable and excellent for Vert, but, well, they are the second and third players to fall for 4 Angry Men as Dash.
At his leisure. There's a little bit of damage over toward Darsley, but Zoto is going to freeze things out for a good portion of time. Nice little swing there from Dark Eyes to secure that kill and bring what is going to be a rather inevitable end to the round. Lider lands one shot. Can he land the second? He's still got all 4 players to chew through if he does. He's got the time to do it, but loss. They've given him something to play with now, and instead they're just going to go for that sort of distraction. Yeah. Daffo still not really giving anything up, and with only tin openers, it's not an ideal route for a Monty to start to move through, and it isn't going to get any better with the ace going down first.
Now with Rockstar going down, Gotti will try and provide some support. Easily could be a 4v3 if they find this player outside the window, but oh no, the Goyo almost slips the net, but down just outside of Pantry, trying to join the rest of the defense, and now they'll have to retreat, losing the player they were meant to save. Smoke.
Lider does need to be cautious. There are going to be players occupying space around him inside of EXO, and unfortunately, he wasn't aware that Nuxka was just tucked in behind one of those big exosuit cases or cabinets. Yeah, you can get a line on the diffuser, Darsley, but with the diffuser now cold inside of EXO, Lider has sort of gone a little bit too far ahead of everybody else, it seems. And Lowe's can just continue to start to draw back and make this even more painful, even more punishing. Gotti is going to be the next player to fall, and well, Daffo, he's going to clean the last as well. Straight through that soft EXO hack. In Perez, he will drop himself off. Don't forget, this isn't a top floor defense, so all the time that has been wasted upstairs is time well spent as far as Lowe's are concerned right now. Perez eventually shuts Gotti down. Gotti was able to find one onto in IT.
Just waiting, knowing that there's nobody going to drone this with 35 seconds remaining. No chance. Maybe Darsley uses a flashbang, and, well, he could if he wanted to, but being the last player standing, it doesn't really matter if he uses a flashbang or not. Oh, he's actually kind of forced back because the air jab. Interesting.
Very precise, very decisive. I wouldn't be surprised to see that really what can 4 AM do? Do they double down and continue to try and bang their head against this wall thinking, well, we've spent all our utility on it, we may as well try and make something happen, or are they going to hit a rotate, or are they not going to be given a chance?
Well, I mean, we saw earlier on Nighthaven Labs, when they didn't have this issue, they still tried to bang their head against the wall and continue pushing through this exact same breach. TX will get 2, make that 3 as one wide swings. In the 1v2, it's not as dominant as it might otherwise have been. And with Dark Eyes on low HP, that ARX does a lot of damage, but you got to find the gunfights first. 4 in a row for Los, and you know,
looking like one of them. We're just seeing a bit of a flooding at the moment in through Animus. If they're just going to try and use the lifeline and the blitz to make something happen here, it could get quite messy. Rockstar finds his first of the game so far. But that looks like a lot of site control to me, Lynx.
A lot of site control, and Rockstar getting that first pick also highly important because now the Thorn, not really a lot of great options. Actually, did she get him with the Razor Bloom? Surely not. That's crazy. Darsley does find another, and it is 4 AM with the advantage, but that is a nasty find, and I've never seen a Razor Bloom used that way. Really good heads-up play by Dash that has stalled out 4 AM for the moment, and they're starting to drop bodies. The Hibana and Gotti both low, but I don't know if they can find this planter in time. It is a straight-up 2v2, and a blitz in low time is not the player you want. Now it is just Rockstar behind the pillar. Got his first kill and will not get any more than that. Dark Eyes with 3, but perhaps an MVP. I mean, at this point, minute 20 seconds in, you don't want to be giving 4 Angry Men any openings you don't otherwise need to, especially as the zombie 5 Kivas generated. You want to keep those active, keep them good for the late round. Darsley, the glass goes down early. One of those disrupt. Perez having all of his Kivas, still all 5 in pocket, by the way. This is looking like a really tricky position. Great coordination between the Clash and the Warden. Now we just have the DMR tagging on, looking for some action. I mean, it's kind of rudimentary description, but this has felt like a 6-0 pretty much the whole time. For
the entire round,
like
nothing's happened
years.
through it. Like it's not doing the do. If you've got a clash at the bottom and you've got Dash throwing C4s left, right, and center, you're gonna need to give us
11 years now, or however long they've been playing the game. Just like a small touch that I really appreciated from the kind of thing that tanks your mental a little bit.
There's not a lot of useful things that you can say with the SAL teams anymore. Is that sort of rush strat? It's far much more structured than that. Dark Eyes, he's in the mix right now. Takes down Lider. He was lining up a shot over onto Electrical earlier. Gotti, he's going to find a brilliant C4 there over onto Dash. One of the downsides from not playing a Nomad, you can't just block off that Electrical door and stop players from having a little bit of a stretch out there and sending a C4. There's going to be a keeper barricade there to slow things down, but a shotgun in this position is a classic, and it's going to be Gotti tasked with trying to hold on to it. What a shot over onto Dark Eyes. A lot of work being put in on Electrical at the moment from 4 AM, and that could be enough to swing the tide, at least in this round. 51 seconds left. There are still 3 players from Los alive. We've got 1 Toxic Babe canister in Rockstar's hand.
Last one just escaped, and 4 AM maintained their advantage. Both Daffo and Nux stuck around the electrical generator side. Oh, Rockstar just peeks around the corner. Got to be careful about taking this fight. DMR might be strong, but the shotgun will meld you against the wall. Azami close around the corner. No way he gets away with that. Azami trying to land the trade. Ace almost lining them up, but the Bender gets it. Now stuck in the 1v1. He's got info on the Azami's position. Might just land the pre-fire, but no, TX good for it. A nail-biter towards the end as 4 AM get there first.
A 1v1 to keep your team in it on one of those Rambuki drones in toward Electrical. But doesn't need to be there to sort of line it up and follow it in. Can instead make his own path. It's going to be Dash taking down Gotti to start things off, and Perez just hits some beautiful timing.
Oh, so it's
as
over.
Dash finds himself a third, and Rockstar, well, one of your teammates has already got a 1vx, but this time it's a 1 versus 5.
I mean, that TCSG hits like a truck. It can do a lot of damage. Might be able to take down 1. We even saw some nasty shots hit by the TCSG in our first series of the day. If he's found a gap, spots 1. Dark Eyes put to low. He's got at least the first, but with 1 player around the corner, it is not going to happen. 7-1 will do. Not all that different from a 7-0. It is just as dominant in the grand scheme of things. And but I believe that Los will make things a bit easier. And this is like a particularly deadly shield team, in particular Nux a long time. While even if it seems in theory highly visible from the angle that players always approach it at, not visible whatsoever. At the beginning, Dark Eyes gets the first pick with a shotgun, taking down Gotti in the 90 hallway. TX next up on deck. Rockstar might find 1 fighting in CCTV. In general, 4AM seem to have a little bit of fight left in them. Diffuser dropped inside of CC at the moment, though, with Perez around the corner. Can use that Soliton scanner, can use some of that secondary utility. What a comeback from 4 angry men.
Beat it to Dash. Dash hasn't got the greatest chance to affect onto that. Instead, Perez is just going to straight up go and enter into the site. Doesn't matter that they've not got the diffuser. They're going to be pushing for kills. He's going to be able to find exactly what he needs to know. Can call the diffuser as clear for Dash, but will be taken out by Rockstar.
And unfortunately, it's just long enough. Eventually, you're going to show your head. Eventually, you're going to make even the slightest mistake. And at that moment, as the call is perfectly good, get the information. Dash gets the diffuser. He's running over. It's going to happen. Ends up exposing himself. Now stuck in the 1v2. Lida, who was threatening a flank earlier, now joins the Thorn inside of the site. 50% already gone. Dash will fall off and spot him, but Rockstar good for it. Massive 3v5 from 4 angry men in this position. Doesn't know that somebody's outside the window. Open up. Oh, just sees the head. With this trigger discipline, spots him. Great play. Cutting down.
Those smoke canisters from Rockstar, just a little bit less effective.
Oh. DMR shot sailing straight through small office. I thought that might have found Rockstar. Instead, it's Darsley who goes down behind him. Smoke still using utility, all of it utilized at basically the halfway point. TX finding a massive couple kills. I don't even know how he found those. He gets 3 as they push all the way through Armory. And somehow Dash picking it up. With bearing 9 around the corner. Neither him nor Gotti want to make this first move. He's got to cover Dash. He puts it down. Wide swing around the corner. Just barely dodges the headshot, but TX good for the next. Ace required if he wants to get 4 angry men there second. And look at these vertical angles. They've already dealt with the Monty. They have already put so much pressure on the attacking team. So as Nux rotates over, is looking at the hatch, revealed his position, but gains some information. Another attempt behind the wall. TX might have to drop. The sound cue will go out, and the Bandit decides to wait. Nux coming off the diffuser, has to find his kill. Flashbang dodged by the Bandit, and all 5 for TX. It's another clutch for 4 a.m.
What a massive play there from Dark Eyes. Hot on his tail. Dash playing on that blitz as well. Oh, just turns the back for a second, but activates on the Banshee. Lider tried to turn around and make something happen, but Dark Eyes still just a little bit quicker there.
Wow. C4 triggered right as Dark Eyes gets the second kill. I was very confused about 2 seconds, then follows up on the next. He has had enough. Careful, this blitz isn't either. Ooh, they do not know. ROU projector provides some coverage. The IQ should go down. Will the blitz fall off the defuse? Plan to really die to that C4. It is the latter. But Los get an important couple kills, and now Rockstar retakes control of Bathroom all by his lonesome. Got control of the diffuser, information on one player outside of the window, but everyone from Los consolidates, and they put their first attack on the board.
Really looked like a bit of a lash that way, and as soon as you pick up 3 kills, it's going to be relatively...
Could use the revolver or the shotgun to use this.
Looks like Dark Eyes is thinking about a bit of a rotate round as well now. Thorn now targeted by the Deimos. C4 ripped and sent out, but Gotti chooses to play in front of his mirror window. Rockstar will be credited with the kill onto Perez, the Razor Bloom. Coming good there for him. And an equal 3 versus 3. But he's not going to need a track for that one. Just a yellow ping, but still isn't able to land the shots. Darsley, you've got to move, mate. He's shooting the floor at your feet.
He's let him reload and everything. Darcy was like, oh, you missed that one? Here, come on, I'll give you another shot. That is, honestly, great sportsmanship from Darsley. Maybe not the best strategic move. TX domes one outside on Armory balcony, but gets down in the process. I was about to talk about how Dark Eyes maybe rendering the CCTV push a little inefficient, but certainly paying things back with this play around Armory. Almost swings a little too far as Lida is an angle down the main stairs. Goyo spotted by this remaining Deathmark tracker. Should give Nux the security to go for the defuse plant. Indeed it will. Dark Eyes now moving to the cutoff on metal stairs, and we will move into the post plant with barely any shots fired. An excellent pinch by Los to round things out. We are all tied. Ooh. See Perez. His snake's been banned, but he's still got the F2. Look at this gap he's found with the Razor Bloom triggered, and somebody in the 90 hallway trying to get the aggressive, but Lida again falls. Understandable why he goes for that fight. Perez can't fall off. He's stuck. Find some of these Razor Blooms or Vermonts, as both seem to be placed, if not destroyed. Ooh! Great play by Gotti right there, I believe. Impact grenade, double to finish off the player. A lot of good coordination between Shock Drone to finish this off. It feels like 2018 all over again. Oh, and he just escapes. That's crazy.
Master of getting these kills out, though, isn't he? It's not good enough that he finds himself 1, finds himself 2. He's only happy with 3 right now.
Somebody stop this guy.
Was desperately trying to figure out a way of finishing off the downed player earlier, but he knows how these players are going to react. He's essentially baiting and making it really work quite well for him. Thinking about committing to a drop, going to send out some smoke there just to assist. Nux, you can start to try and get this plant down. It's a 4 versus 2. Yeah, you've got a Solus, but are you really going to be able to stop this from going down? I don't think so. Locked in and confirmed in a post. Gotti and TX now. TX has already had a massive clutch here today, but he's going to need another with his teammate Gotti. He's going to be successful here in round 5.
And I don't know if it's going to offer it. I mean, you've got the attackers on vertical angles. You've got the Solus around the corner. Dark Eyes cutting off the main rotation. Perez, potentially 2 aces in one game right now if they let Perez get active just around the corner. Ace number 2 on border, and Perez, I think we otherwise would like, or otherwise 4am would have liked. Swing around the corner. Gotti's just not winning that. It's not his day today. It's not his map, unfortunately. Perez, how about number 9? 9-3 right now, and just number 6 if you include the past couple rounds. Very real possibility could be 4 in a row for Los at this point if they can convert this kill, though Lida with a huge frag. Finding Dark Eyes on the...
Lida tucked in at the minute. Will be stunned here. With a couple of players ready and waiting to jump in on him. Finds one onto Dash, but Perez elsewhere is still seeing success. He's got control of Break Room now, but he doesn't have a great deal of HP to speak of. Nux is also looking pretty low, but Lida just gives himself up.
Perez still on the board. As Darsley gets 1. He might have 1 HP, but this F2 in Perez's hands is nightmarish. Direct information on 1, spots him, tags him up through the wall as Daffo finishes him off. TX in a 1v2. 5 of his kills came early on this half. Now he's got to get 2 to tie things up. Spots 1, but can't land the kill on 1 HP. He's still good for it. Perez simply cannot be stopped.
He needed to land one bullet. That was all. One bullet would have done the job. Perez was just...
Obviously moving from W7M to Wildcard, taking a bit, not necessarily round victories, but definitely in hindsight, if we see just some good conversions.
Still with some Razor Blooms in pocket as well, so he can still keep himself safe here. Perez finds one onto Lida though. Gotti. Good for the trade out there onto Dash, but Dark Eyes, he's made himself down those metal stairs and is playing a brilliant link role at the moment between the rest of the team and Perez. Just keep
Around the corner. Nux even still has a C4 though. Oh, never mind. Nux no longer has a C4. Perez going down soon after as things even up, with the time so low for 4 angry men. And with one player around the corner, spotted the last second, trying to find the next. God, he gets one, but the ace down as well. It's 4 AM with the advantage, but can Dark Eyes find the 1v2? Flashbang goes out. Neither player somehow takes a fight in that engagement. I don't even know where Gotti went. Vanished in a puff of smoke. As the striker now the only one left, at least inside of Armory, gets the diffuser down. Another flashbang sails through as Gotti is on metal, but I don't even know where he is. Dark Eyes somehow survives both of these pieces of secondary utility. The attackers have retreated to their post-plant positions. You wish you had a C4, you wish you had a Zoto canister, something to even the odds. With this diffuser right here, but think about just maybe even taking the fight, going for a pre-fire. No, instead we'll start around the corner. Gotti might swing from metal, finds him through the wall, and 4 AM pick up their first on attack. Depending on what Darsley decides to do, we'll spot him as the Monty moves in for the pressure. Dark Eyes in a really tricky spot as the C4 bounces around the corner, but it takes down the Monty. Might just find the Sens as well, but no! I mean, they do find him, but it's not even the Cade. It's the Castle through the vertical angles that takes down the Sens. And this push over on Teller's bathroom side is a disaster.
It's not how you want to be losing the Monty and the Sens, really, is it? You would expect the Monty to be able to close the gap a little bit more than that. The C4 bouncing off the shield, and I don't know if Rockstar pushed too far ahead or should have just backed up a little bit. Either way, it isn't looking great as Nuxka takes Gotti down. Gotti still struggling to replicate performances we've seen him have earlier today. And TX and Lida now trying to left trying to pick up the pieces. Lida downstairs. TX inside of office. Even he's only on a shred of HP. Still got a full wealth of utility, but not really too much that they're going to be able to do with it. Isn't going to get the glimpse there onto Dark Eyes. Eventually will. That's some good information exchange. Lida down there on the Soliton scanner, able to swap that information about, but does take a good bit of damage there from Dash. You might know where Dash is, but you don't know where Daffo is. It looks like the final kill is going to come in as well here. Nux just cleaning things up on that top floor and lost to go back onto. Dark Eyes eventually will be downed there, but not before Lida's downed as well.
Now, Rockstar finished off in the process. 5v3, 5v2 at the moment for 4 AM. Confirmed once Light is taken down. Big trade with the DMR, but Dash, good for some kind of multi-kill. Maybe not 3, but 2 in his hands with the TCSG, and that's what TX has to find now. It would have to be all 3. Ooh, almost flicks up onto East Stairs. There's 2 TCSGs in his way. Cade and Goyo, respectively. Diffuser not in his possession. No C4, by the way, for Dash. It's barbed wire instead. So it have to be one off of gunfight.
Recovered the bomb diffuser.
Whether it's by him or the Goyo. A nice little crossfire set up. The Daffo would have to swing around the corner and get an angle through that soft wall.
Daffo and Dash not wanting to give up this upstairs control. Are they going to let this plank go down here? Certainly looks like it's being stuck. Eventually going to hit that drop, but it is going to be a little bit too late. Nice shots being fired there by TX, but he's put himself in a really tough spot now because he has to try and hold on to the kit as well as get the 2 kills, and he knows that he's now going to get pushed.
Bring you from the outside. And the point I'm making is that even assuming the window's the best position, it's still a bad lot. 4 AM, I think, have an idea of his position now at this point. They know he is not behind the shield, but Daffo, that RU projector doing some heavy lifting right there. Finally, somebody hops in, but Perez still gets the kill on Lida. Survives everything, and the Glass decides to have a bite too. Perez 16 and 6 right now. Party wants him to swing the balcony and get 17, but instead, it'll be Los with the advantage. And Gotti remains outside. He's dropped down to the bottom floor. Diffuser not in his possession. Instead, it is Perez who's got control of 4 AM's fate, who's had their number from the beginning of Border. And Gotti's just given up.
What else is there to do at this point? Reset, go back from spawn, see if you can find a couple of quick kills. He knows at least where Perez is going to be hiding. But honestly, with the way he's played, I fancy him for the last as well. What a shot to close out Border and to close out the series here. Lost will be the final team.
Los move on to phase 2. I'm here with Perez after this win. We heard from Dash yesterday that after your loss, that you guys just were not warm. Looked like you were pretty warm today.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday it was a strange game for us. We were not like warm. We were playing like poorly. I don't know. We were not playing like we used to. So today we talked and then we played like we showed on the Sol.
Are we going to see more of this in phase 2 as you guys take to the stage and look ahead at a whole nother group of opponents?
Yeah, definitely. This is our goal. We know that yesterday we didn't play like we should, but today we played, so that's it. Let's see you on stage 2.
All right, congratulations. We'll see Los as they move on to phase 2.
Indeed we will, and I have to say, if we see more of that man in particular playing like that in Stage 2, it is going to be highly competitive for Los. I mean, a one-tap to end things off. I think, again, 18 kills overall. Unbelievable stuff from Perez, and here I was saying Dark Eyes was the player to watch at the beginning, which is really my bad, I guess.
I mean, it was kind of reminiscent of the way that Los actually qualified for the tournament in the first place, wasn't it? Because it was all off the back of Perez and their gun in that instance as well, really dragging them through the lower bracket there of the kickoff for SAL. So I don't want to say that I'm sitting here and say I'm surprised. I'm not surprised, but they also need a little bit more, you know? It's all right getting a result like that against 4AM. It's great that they've made phase 2, but they are going to need a little bit more when they move into phase 2. And
I believe we have a losers interview coming up as well. So I want to hear what Jonah has to say, what question he's going to ask. Let's toss over to him.
That we've seen Gotti, for the first time that we've seen China compete on the international stage. I know obviously you have some international experience. What has it been like? How do you feel like it's gone overall?
Honestly, to be honestly, I didn't think we were gonna like actually win the match because we don't have any experience. I'm not here to be a player, so I didn't expect it, but we played quite well today. I mean, not the last game, but so I'm kind of happy today.
Amazing. And we heard from Lida that he said that your leadership has been really helpful to this team. What has it been like in your shoes, having teaching this team what it's like to compete against all these other regions?
Sorry, can I ask you about the intents of the...
Sure. Like, as a leader, what has it been like for you to have the experience that you have with these players who maybe don't have that experience?
Sorry, I mean, like, one more time, please. I mean,
no, it's okay.
I don't know what should I say.
No, that's okay.
Can you like give me some like example?
Sure. Yeah. You don't have to say anything. I think what your boys want to tell you is that how much they appreciate you and all the leadership that you've done for this team. Right, guys? Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much. We hope to see 4AM at more events down the line, guys.